Sham Sharadava Nalalida Loka Tranaya Karuna Gana Ganatam Sham Sharadava Nalalida Loka Tranaya Karuna Kanaganatam Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Mahaprabhu ki Tana Nitya Gita Vaditramadhyam Manasurasena Mahaprabhu ki Nitya Gita Vaditramadhyam Romanchakam Pasru Taranga Vajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Romanchakam Pasru Taranga Vajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Shri Vigrahara Dhana Nityanana Shingara Tanma Diramajanado Shri Juktasya Bhaktamsya Neyunjatapi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Juktasya Bhaktamsya Neyunjatapi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasada Swatanna Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangha Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasada Swatanna Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangha Kritvaiva Tripte Bhajata Shadeva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Kritvaiva Radhikama Tabayara Para Madhurya Lila Gunarupa Namna Radhikama Tabayara Para Madhurya Lila Gunarupa Namna Pratikshana Swa Dhanalalopasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Pratikshana Swa Dhanalalopasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Ne kunja yuno Ratikeli Siddhai Jajali Bhir Juktir Apekshaniya Nikunjayuno Ratikeli Siddhai Jajali Bhir Juktir Apekshaniya Tatrati Dakshat Ativalabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrindam Sakchadharidvena Shamasta Shastre Uktastatha Bhavyataiva Sadhavi Sakchadharidvena Shamasta Shastre Uktastatha Bhavyataiva Kintu Prabhoja Priyaiva Tasya Vande Gurashi Charanarvindam Kintu Prabhoja Priyaiva Tasya Vande Gurashi Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasadam Nagati Kutapi Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasadam Jayam Stuvam Tasya Yasastin Sandhyam Vande Gurashi Charanarvrindam Jayam Stuvam Tasya Yasastin Sandhyam Vande Gurashi Charanarvrindam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunavadi Patsatari Shatarine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunavadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hariyaraye Namah Krishna Jadavaye Namah Hariyaraye Jadavaye Madhavaya Kesavaye Namah Gopal Govindaram Shrimadhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhattaraguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasaraguna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nilamadhav Radha Nilmadhav Radhe Shri Shri Radha Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadrama Jaya Sudarshan Chakra Baladeva Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sitaram 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 Jaya Lakshman Hanuman Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Pramanande Haribo. Jai Vishnupada Paramita Prabhajaka, Jai Deshatara Sarasishimaz, Iskan Pratishta Bhiviti Samstapaka Charvashtam Ceremony, Gaura Piyajana Krishna Prima Bhakti Datta Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj ki jai, Shri Guru Vargapati Udhara ki jai, Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatra Raghunath Ji Gopal Bhatta Das Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Namacharya Shri Das Thakur Ji ki jai, Nanta Guru Vaishnavindi ki jai, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवसरि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। जय परम दयाल श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। प्रेम नाम संकीर्तन के जनक प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम श्री सच्चिदानंद श्रीमान गौर चैतन्य महाप्रभु गौर हरि मावरण अवतार की जय। निताय गौर हरि प्रमानंदे। All glory to the assembly bodies, all glory to the assembly bodies, all glory to the assembly bodies, all glory, all glory, glory to
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine. Hiranyakashipo
Hiranyakashipo Raksha
Shilatankanakalaye.
Jaya Silatanka Nakalaye.
Ito nasimha barato nasimha.
Ito nisinga parato nisinga.
Yato yato yamitato narsimha.
Jaya Jata Jata Jamitato nisinga.
Tahe narsimha rudaye narsimha.
Tahe nisinga Hridaye nisinga.
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade.
Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Prabhakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Danavinga Kesavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Kesavadrita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev.
Jaya Nisingare Nisingare Jaya Nisingare Jaya Nisingare.
Jaya Pralaya
Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Nitya Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Hari Bo.
Nittai Gaura Hariva, 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 Nittai Gaura. जय श्री भक्ति पद सर्वविघ्नाशना कृष्ण हरे भगवान की जय। जय भक्त श्रेष्ठ प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। गौरति प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Shri Vrindayai Tulasibai Priyayai Kesava Satya Vishnu Bhakti Bhakti Devi Satavatai Namo Namah. Vrindayai Tulasibai Priyayai Kesava Satya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satavatai Namo Namah. Vrindayai Tulasi Devai Priyayai Kesava Satya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Shatavatai Namo Namah. Jai Shrimati Tulasi Maharani Vrindadevi Ki Jai.
Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Priyasi Namo Namaha
Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha.
Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha
Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha.
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Eya Bhilashi
Radha Krishna Seva Prabhu Heya Vilasi.
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Eya Bhilashi
Radha Krishna Seva Prabhu Heya Vilasi.
Je tomara sharanalo tara
જે તમારા શરણાના તારા વંચ પૂર્ણા
કૃપા કોરી કોરો તારે વૃંદાવનવાસી
তুমি কৃপা করে করা করে বৃন্দাবনবাসী
મોરાએ અભિલાષ વિલાસ કુંજ દિયો વાસ
মোরায়ে অভিলাষ বিলাস কুঞ্জে দিয়বা
નયને હરિવો સદા જુગલ રૂપરાસી
আমি নয়নে দেব সদা যুগাল রূপরাশি
એ નિવેદન ધારો સાકીરનું ગાતા કોરો
এই নিবেদন ধারা সকিরানো গাতা কর
સેવાધિકારા દિએ કોરો નિજ દાસી
সেবায়াদি কর দিয়ে কর নিজ দাসী
દીના કૃષ્ણ દાસે કોઈ ન મોરા હોય
Dina Krishna Das kon hey namara
શ્રી રાધા ગોવિંદા પ્રેમે સદા એના ભાસી
Shri Radha Govinda preme sadai navasi
શ્રી રાધા ગોવિંદા પ્રેમે સદા એના ભાસી
Shri Radha Govinda preme sadai navasi
યાની કાની ચ પાપાની બ્રહ્મા હત્યાદિકાની ચ તાની તાની પ્રનાશંતિ પ્રદક્ષિણા પદે પદે
Jane kane sapapane Brahma hattari kane sa Tane tane pranasanti Pradakshina pade pade
યાની કાની ચ પાપાની બ્રહ્મા હત્યાદિકાની ચ તાની તાની પ્રનાશંતિ પ્રદક્ષિણા પદે પદે
Tane kane sapapane Brahma hattari kane sa Tane tane pranasanti Pradakshina pade pade
યાની કાની ચ પાપાની બ્રહ્મા હત્યાદિકાની ચ તાની તાની પ્રનાશંતિ પ્રદક્ષિણા પદે પદે
Jane kane sapapane Brahmatari kane sa Tane tane pranasanti Pradakshina pade pade
હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
જય તુલસી મહારાણી જય તુલસી મહારાણી જય તુલસી મહારાણી જય તુલસી
Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Nityai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nityai Gaura Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी वृंदा देवी की
Jai Shri Vrindai Tulasi Devai Priyayai Kesava Satya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satavatai Namo Namaha. Vrindai Tulasi Devai Priyayai Kesava Satya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satavatai Namo Namaha. Vrindayai Tulasi Devai Priyayai Kesava Satya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satavatai Namo Namaha. Jai Srimati Tulasi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki. Oh Tulsi, beloved Krishna, I bow before you again and again. My desire to obtain the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has wishes fulfilled. Bestow your mercy upon him, you make him resident of Vrindavana. My desire that you also grant me a residence in pleasure groves of Shri Vrindavan Dham. Thus within my vision I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of Kavadams of Raj. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maid servant. This very fallen and lowly serve Krishna praise. May I always swim in love with Shri Radha and Govinda. Shri Mati Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikhastakam ki jai. Chaito Datpanamanjanam Bhavamada Vagni Vapanam Shri Akari Vachandika Vitaranam Vidya Vatujimanam Ananda Mudivardhanam Padipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnam Param Param Jayati Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Baudha Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Shmaranena Kala Pita Drushitava Kripaya Bhagavan Mamapi Durdhaivam Idrisham Yadani Nanuraga Vinada Pisha Nishtena Arora Visa Vishwana Amanina Manavena Kirtanya Sarahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitamba Jagari Shakamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishwari Bhavatar Vakirai Tukitwai Ainandatanuja Kinkaram Paritama Vishame Baba Buddho Kripaya Tavapada Pankaja Stitadule Sadesham Vichintaya Nayanam Galarashudharaya Badanam Gadagadharudaya Gira Purakai Nichitam Vapukada Tamanam Agrahane Bhavishati Jugaitam Nimishena Chakyusha Prabhusaitam Shunyaitam Jagata Sarvam Govinda Virahiname Asli Shavapa Dharatam Pinashtumam adarshana mahatam karotu va jata tathava viradhatulam pato mat prana tastusa ivana paraha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shri Krishna Kam Ki Jai. Namo Mahavarannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurate Sinmaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shmata Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste. Saraswati Deva Gaura Prachari Vishesha Shnupadi Vasitari Shatari. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart with the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life for repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan moment is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it sprays the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we're always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds, millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by holy names. But I'm so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself Lord and stroll in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your cause of divorce from service, birth to birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yes, some rather I've fallen in this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he sure remains so, even if his handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shri Krishna Ki Jai. There are 10 offenses in matter of chanting the holy name of the Lord that should be avoided. They are as follows. 1. To blaspheme. The devotees who dedicated life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of demigods, like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, to be equal to or independent of the name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures, all scriptures and pursuance of Vedic version. 5. To consider the glory of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities in the strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are often viewed as spiritual activities, karma kanda. 9. To instruct the fearless person about the glories of the holy name. And 10. To not have complete faith in chanting the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas, devotees of the Lord. They are just like desired trees. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Jai Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Paritanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnava Devya Namo Namaha Jayananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Shri Guru Pranam Mangal Charan Ki Jai. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeyam Shri Guru Shri Jotaparakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatha Vintam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamcha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devim Gauravani Pracharine Nivrishesha Shunnavadi Vatsatari Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Videvi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurjo Jala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pusidanta Dantaharine Namo Gora Kishoraya Sakchavera Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambodhe Padamujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sakchit Anandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumesvam Nirdesha Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhoma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Mancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranayo Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaura
Pasvarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Saktikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Jayatam Sudatur Pangur Mama Manda Mater Gati Matsarva Swapadambo Radha Madana Mohano Divyat Pindaranya Kalpadramadaha Shimad Ratnakara Simasanastito Shimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Kristali Bihi Sevyamano Smarami Shiman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivata Tatastita Karsan Venuswane Gopir Gopinatak Stuna Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanustate Devi Paramami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Brahma Samhita Ki Jai Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anade Radhe Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakarasat Masukalpa Riksha Laksha Vritesa Surabhira Vipali Antatam Lakshmi Sahasra Satatam Brahma Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venam Kwananda Aravinda Dalayataksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Prakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Sobam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kalasadvanamal Yavam Sri Ratnam Gidam Pranay Keli Kalavilasam Shamam Tribanga Lalita Nita Prakasam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujvala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Naviyovanam Cha Vedesa Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Bhantastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Manasomari Pungamanam Sopyasti Yat Prapadasimya Vichintya Tatre Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Sora Chaitam Jagadanda Kotim Yaschakti Rasti Jagadanda Chayayadanta Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yat Bhava Bhavita Deo Manajasta Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayanabusa Suktarya Meva Nigamat Patitaistavanti Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Patibhavita Bistabirya Eva Nijarupa Tayakalabi Goloka Eva Nivasata Kilatma Bhutto Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaksa Deva Yudesa Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Chintya Guna Swarupam Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murti Sukalani Meditistana Navadara Makarod Bhuvanestukintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramam Pamam Yogovinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhuvato Jagadanda Koti Koti Swasesa Vasadadi Vibhuti Vinam Tad Brahma Niskalam Anantam Asesa Bhutam Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Maya Yasya Jagadanda Satani Sute Traikunya Tad Vishavida Vitayamanam Sadvavalambi Parasatvam Visuddha Satvam Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasat Matayamana Suya Praninam Pratifalam Smaratam Upetya Lila Yatena Bhuvanani Jaya Yajasram Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Goloka Namni Nitadamni Tale Chitasya Devi Maheswari Dama Sute Sutesu Tete Prabhavani Chaya Vitasya Yena Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Shistista Te Palaya Sada Saktireka Jaya Vyasya Bhuvanan Vivati Durga Ichana Rupam Vyasya Chitesta Tesa Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Chiram Yata Dadi Vikara Visesha Yoga Sanjayate Nahitata Pritakaste Hetu Yasambhutama Pitata Samapaitika Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Departure Evita Santaram Abhupetya Dipaya Te Vivite Samanu Dharma Yastadri Geva Hicha Vishnu Tayavibhati Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yakarna Narna Vajale Bhajatisma Yoga Nidram Ananta Jagadanda Saruma Kupa Adhara Sakti Mavalambya Puram Samurtim Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yashaika Nisvasita Kalam Atavalambya Jivanti Loma Villaja Jagadanda Nata Vishnu Mahansa Yasya Kalavishesha Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Baswan Yatasma Sakaleshan Jesha Teja Sriyam Kiyat Prakatayata Pitadratatra Brahmaya Esha Jagadanda Vidanu Karta Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yatpada Palava Yugam Vidayakam Badvande Pranama Samayesa Ganadi Raja Vignan Vihanta Malamasya Jagatrayasya Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Agnir Mahika Ganamambu Maruti Sasya Kalasta Tatma Manasiti Jagatrayani Yasmad Bhavanti Vibhavanti Visanti Amcha Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yaschak Suresa Savita Sakalagrahanam Raja Samasta Suramurti Rasesa Teja Yasya Gaya Brahmati Sambrita Kalachakro Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Dharmota Papa Nichaya Sutayasta Pamsi Brahmadi Kita Patakava Desta Jiva Yadata Matra Vibhava Bhava Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Yastindra Gopamatavendra Ahuswakama Bandhan Rupa Falabhajana Matanoti Karmani Nidhati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajam Yam Kroda Kama Hatsaja Pranayadi Biti Vatsalya Moha Gurugora Vasavya Bhava Sanchintya Tasya Sadvisinta Ramapurete Govinda Madi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami Sriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purisha Kaputara Dumabu Mishchitama Nitkana Ayitoyam Amritam Kata Ganam Yatyam Kamanam Apivam Sipriyasa Kichirinandam Jyotik Param Apita Swadima Apita Sayatra Shiradi Bishabadi Shirabi Biasta Sumahan Nimesa Dakyo Vajati Yahiatripit Samaya Baje Swita Dvipam Tamaham Ihukola Kamitiam Vidantaste Santakshiti Virachara Kati Paye Shi Guru Astika prayers, Ki Jem. The spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy, just as a cloud pours water on the forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual master delivers the materially afflicted world by extinguishing the blazing fire until existence out of my respectful basis. At the lotus feet is such spiritual master, who is an ocean of auspicious qualities, chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, singing and playing musical instruments. The spiritual master is always gladdened by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is relishing the mellows of pure devotion within his mind. Sometimes his hair stands on end, he feels quivering in his body, and tears flow from his eyes like waves I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The spiritual master is always engaged in the temple worship of Shri Radha and Krishna. He also engages his disciples in such worship. They dress the deities in beautiful clothes and ornaments, clean their temple, and perform other similar worship of the Lord. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such spiritual master. The spiritual master is always offering Krishna 4 kinds of delicious food, analyzes that which is licked, chewed, drunk, and sucked. When the spiritual master sees that the devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavat Prasada, he is satisfied. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such spiritual master. The spiritual master is always eager to hear and chant about the unlimited conjugal pastimes of Radhika and Madhava and their qualities, names, and forms. The spiritual master aspires to relish these at every moment. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis who at different times make different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs within the groves of Vrindavana. I offer my most humble obeisance unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord because he is the most confidential servant to the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Shri Hare Krishna. By the mercy of the spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Grantharaj Ki Jai, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Verse number 5. Karoti karmani kritavataro yanatma tantra bhagavama bhagavam trayodisha yata sasar jagra idam niritha samstapya vritim jagato vidate. Okay, we're actually on text number 4. Tatsadvaryadisa vartmasamna samradito bhagavan yena pumsam hridistito yachati bhakti pute Jnanam satatvadigamam puranam. Tat, therefore, sadhu, varya, O great one amongst the saints. Adisa, please instruct. Vartma, the path. Sham, auspicious. Na, for us. Samradita, being perfectly served. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Yena, by which. Pumsam, of the living entity. Hridistita, residing in the heart. Yachchati, awards. Bhakti pute, unto the unalloyed devotee. Jnanam, knowledge. Sa, that. Tattva, truth. Adigamam, by which one learns. Puranam, authorized, old. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Therefore, O great sage, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that He who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of the ancient Vedic principles delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. As already explained in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is realized in 3 different phases, although they are one and the same, in terms of the knower's capacity to understand. The most capable transcendentalist is the pure devotee of the Lord who is without any tinge of fruitive actions or philosophical speculation. By devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material coverings like karma, jnana, and yoga. Only in such a purified stage does the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart with the individual soul, give instruction so that the devotee can reach the ultimate destination of going back home, back to Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesam satati yuktanam bhajatam pratipurvakam. Only when the Lord is satisfied with the devotional service of the devotee does he impart knowledge, as he did for Arjuna and Uddhava. The jnanis, yogis, and karmis cannot expect this direct cooperation of the Lord. They are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental loving service, nor do they believe in such service to the Lord. The bhakti process, as performed under the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti, or devotional service, following the prescribed rules and regulations, is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great acharyas. This practice can help the neophyte devotee to rise to the stage of raga bhakti, in which the Lord responds from within as the Chaitya Guru, or the spiritual master as super consciousness. All transcendentalists, other than devotees, make no distinction between the individual soul and the supersoul, because they miscalculate the super consciousness and the individual consciousness to be one and the same. Such miscalculation by the non-devotees makes them unfit to receive any direction from within, and therefore they are bereft of the direct cooperation of the Lord. After many, many births, when such a non-dualist comes to sense that the Lord is worshipable and that the devotee is simultaneously one and different from the Lord, then only can he surrender unto the Lord Vasudeva. Pure devotional service begins from that point. The process of understanding the absolute truth adopted by the misguided non-dualist is very difficult, whereas the devotee's way of understanding the absolute truth comes directly from the Lord, who is pleased by devotional service. On behalf of many neophyte devotees, Vidura, at the very first instance, inquired from Maitreya about the path of devotional service by which the Lord, who is seated within the heart, can be pleased. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Therefore, O great sage, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that he who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of the ancient Vedic principles delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Now we see in this verse echoes of many other verses in the Bhagavad Gita. And when it says, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that he who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth. Well, that's an echo of Sarva Sichaham Hridhi Sanivisto Matak Smritir Jnanam Apahanam Cha Vedaischa Sarvirham Eva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. So that's 15th chapter, 15th verse, which says, I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. he also says in the 18th chapter, Iswara Sarvabhutanam Hridese Rajunatistati Brahmayan Yantarudrani Ishvara Paran Ishvara let me see 1 second. Hridese Rajunatistati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantarudrani Mayaya. Yeah, so he says, the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. So that's the previous one, 1515, is directly mentioned, and indirectly this other one. And then it says, therefore, O great sage, please give me the instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that he who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of the ancient Vedic principles delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. So there's an echo also of first canto, first chapter, first verse. Janmadasya yata niviyad itaratas chartesu vigya swara tene brahma hirdaya adhikavaya muyanti at suryaha. So when he says tene brahma hirdaya adhikavaya muyanti at suryaha, Krishna is revealing knowledge to Brahma through his heart, because he's the super soul and he can do that. But he only does that for those devotees who have pleased him, or who he is pleased with. So, therefore, one cannot achieve this state of communication from Krishna directly by any mechanical process. There actually has to be genuine love and devotion for the Lord. And when the Lord is satisfied by the service of the devotee, then he begins to reveal these things through the heart of the devotee. And it says, delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. So that is, Bhaktya mam avijananti yavanyaschasmi tatvatatatavam tatvato gyatva vishitetad anantaram. So that's the 18th chapter, 55th verse, where Krishna says that you can only approach him through pure devotional service. No other way will work. It says, one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So therefore, this eliminates the karmis, the jnanis, and the yogis, because they have some personal desire to achieve by engaging in karma, or jnana, or yoga, whereas a devotee has no personal desire to attain. His or her only desire is to please the Lord. They don't have a personal desire to please themselves. So that is a rare thing, because very few people actually purely desire to please the Lord. So therefore, here it says, to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. So over a period of time, if we engage, like in other words, it's abhideya, engaging in the devotional service of the Lord, and going through a process of purifying those material desires that are coming from millenniums of births and deaths, then Krishna cooperates fully with the devotee and gives the devotee everything necessary to go back to Godhead. So in the purport it says, as already explained in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is realized in three phases. Yeah, so that is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhatanti tat tattvavitas tattvam yajgaram advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabyate. So, although they, meaning these Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, are one and the same in terms of the knower's capacity to understand. So when it says not one and the same, they're all emanations from Krishna. So, but Krishna is simultaneously. We are one with Krishna, but yet we are individual souls. So Krishna is also one and different. So that principle of one and different is taught by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is not understood by the karmis, the jnanis, and the yogis. So it's a rare thing for a person to be able to understand the philosophy propounded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although it's not complicated, but due to material desires that people have sort of wedged between their activities of sense gratification and understanding the pureness of Krishna consciousness. So here it says, although they are one and the same in terms of the knower's capacity to understand. So everybody has a different capacity to understand. But when one engages full-time in devotional service, they can become more and more purified by the devotional service and the desire to please Krishna. And eventually, their capacity to understand increases to the point where the Lord can reveal everything to them. Just like Brahma, the Lord did not reveal everything to him in the beginning. But he was able to see the Lord and see the spiritual world. Right? So it says that he also at that point received knowledge by which he could expand the material world, or the material creation. But still, there were things that he didn't see everything. So Krishna consciousness is progressive, because Brahma still had the desire to be Brahma, a secondary creator in the material universe, and to dominate it. Right? So eventually, spiritual devotional service, even those types of desires go away, and one only desires to please Krishna and does not have any personal agenda other than that. So then it says, in terms of the knower's capacity to understand, so that capacity increases according to how much we purify ourselves. Right? And then it says, the most capable transcendentalist is the pure devotee of the Lord, who is without any tinge of fruitive actions or philosophical speculations. So we see that the whole idea of Krishna consciousness is progressively making spiritual advancement up until the point where we have, as it says here, without any tinge of fruitive actions or philosophical speculation, and with the only desire to please Krishna. So by devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material coverings, like karma, jnana, and yoga. So actually, karma, jnana, and yoga, there is some personal motive in all three of those. And therefore, it's sort of a shroud or a covering of our pure soul. And it can be very subtle coverings. Just like when Durvasa Muni became, in a sense, envious of Vishnu Maharaj and tried to kill him, it revealed this impurity in Durvasa Muni. And this harshness of wanting to kill a pure devotee, even though he was a very highly accomplished mystic yogi. he had the power even to go and see Krishna in the material world, in the Dweep, the islands in the middle of the ocean of milk, the material universe. But that right there is superior to the most, or all the Devatas, because they cannot actually, they can go to the bank of or the edge of the shoreline, but they don't actually go to the island and actually see the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. They simply hear him. Right? And they say beautiful prayers like the Purusha Sukta and other great prayers to please the Lord, and then he communicates with them. But apparently Durvasa Muni was able to see the Lord and go toward him. So he was highly accomplished, but still he was not a pure devotee, because he had this envy of Ambarish Maharaj, who he thought was inferior to him. But actually Ambarish Maharaj was much superior, because he had no material desire. He simply wanted to please the Lord. So therefore Krishna protected Ambarish Maharaj, even though Durvasa Muni had tremendous powers. And eventually Durvasa Muni had to surrender to Ambarish Maharaj. And Ambarish Maharaj was full of gentleness and mercy, and he forgave him. So here we see a dramatic difference between a highly accomplished holistic yogi and a genuine pure devotee. So then it says, by devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material coverings, like karma, jnana, and yoga. So these are actually material coverings for the pure soul. They have to be purified also. Only in such a purified stage does the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart and with the individual soul, give instructions. One second. Who is seated in everyone's heart with the individual soul, give instructions so that the devotee can reach the ultimate destination, going back home, back to God. So Krishna is in the heart, right next to our soul. Right? So he's the closest person to us. But we don't realize that. We hear about it, we can theoretically understand it. But when we chant sincerely the Hare Krishna mantra, we can actually realize it also. Actually. And then Krishna, although he's so close to us, due to our attachment to material sense gratification, we're actually very far away from him. Right? Although he's materially the closest person to us. So our mind is wandering all over the place with all kinds of material desires and material activities. So we are not connected to the Lord. But when we begin the process of devotional service, little by little we become purified, then we can realize how close we are to Krishna. And if Krishna is pleased with our service, he reveals himself to us. Really? Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, and this is 7th chapter, 28th verse, where it says, Yesam Svantagatam Bhapam, Jananam Karmanam, Tejvandam Harimakta Bhujanitimam, Shritarataha. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So when it says and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated. So that's what it's saying here also, that by devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material causes, like karma, jnana, and yoga. Only in such a purified stage, does the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart with the individual soul, Paramatma, right next to our soul, the heart, give instructions so that the devotee can reach the ultimate destination, going back home, back to God. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. What part of it is confirmed? The part where it says that he gives instruction. Tesam satati yuktanam bhajatam pratipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam yenamam dupayanti te. So 10th chapter, 10th verse, says that to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So, although this is like simple English, right? And you can understand every word, but it's actually a very profound statement that to those who are constantly devoted, point one, they have to be constantly devoted to serving Krishna with love. That means it's possible to be constantly serving, but not with actual love. So, with serving with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna will communicate directly to the devotee through the heart, because he's situated there, only when we're completely purified of material desires and we're serving him, and we're engaged in his devotional service with love. So with love, in order to understand what that actually means, you have to read the Srimad Bhagavatam up to at least the end of the 10th canto to understand what it means with love. And actually also the Chaitanya Charitamrita to actually understand what it means with love. It's a very profound, it's just two little words, but it has a gigantic context that we have to understand. And the less material desires we have, the more comprehensible this subject becomes. The more material desires, even subtle desires, are enough to hold us back from understanding this with love. So then it says, only when the Lord is satisfied with the devotional service of the devotee does he impart knowledge, as he did for Arjuna and Uddhava. So this is a rare thing, but he personally imparts knowledge to his devotee, like Arjuna and Uddhava. So that's why Arjuna and Uddhava are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, because they are special devotees that are instructed directly by Krishna. Okay, so this also echoes other verses, such as the 4th chapter, 11th verse, where it says, Etamam prapadyante tasthidaiva bhajamiham mamavartmanavaratante manusya partha sarvasaha. So that means that when as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. So Krishna is going to reward us according to our degree of surrender to him. It's proportional, right? You surrender 1%, he reveals 1%. You surrender 50%, he reveals 50%. You surrender 100%, he reveals 100%. And increasing, because his pastimes are unlimited. So this proportion, or proportional reciprocation, depends on our desire. it depends how much we actually desire to please Krishna. If we have no desire, then we don't understand anything. Nothing is revealed. If we just have 1% of desire, then he only reveals 1%. So, and then there are alternate translations to this. It says, the Lord responds to the proportion of devotees' love for him. Or, the Lord reciprocates the dependence of the devotee on him. The dependence, or how much love we have for him. Or, the Lord will reveal himself to you in proportion to your sincere efforts to satisfy him only. Notice the word only. He didn't stop by saying satisfy him. He says satisfy him only. So that's the meaning also where Sarvadharma Prityaja Mamekam Saranvraja. He's saying you only surrender to me. Right? So, you see how Prabhupada, anything he writes is, especially, in the purports, is backed up by Shastric evidence. It's a very, you would say, concentrated tapestry of statements and Shastra. Just like a tapestry, you have vertical and horizontal threads that are tightly pulled so that you have a very, let's say, long-term rug, right, or tapestry. So, and then they pull those threads tightly together. Right? So when you have these, handmade carpets or rugs, they can last for centuries. Right? And there are centuries-old tapestries and rugs. And the ones that are made by machines, you see, everything depends. If you look on the bottom of the carpet or the rug, not the carpet but the rug, you can tell whether it's machine-made or handmade. I mean, the experts can tell. And the machine-made ones, they look almost like or they look very similar to the handmade ones. But the handmade ones, when they're made with quality threads and things like that, and done slowly, they last much longer. Okay, so therefore the tapestry of Prabhupada's purports are made in such a way that they're foolproof, because every statement he makes is backed up by Shastra. Now, whether you can recognize it or not, that's another thing. But as you become more experienced in understanding the philosophy, you'll be able to see how tight Prabhupada's statements are. Everything is shastrically verifiable. So, the Gyanis and Yogis and Karmis cannot expect this direct cooperation with the Lord. Now, that's a big statement, because why? They have some personal agenda. But the devotee has no personal. When we say personal agenda, it's something for themselves. They have only desire to please the Lord by following the instructions of notified spiritual masters. So, therefore, the Gyanis, Yogis, and Karmis cannot expect the direct cooperation of the Lord. They are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental loving service. So, the cutoff point is the service performed perfunctorily, meaning mechanically, or is it performed with love, genuine love? So that is the fundamental question. How do we show that pure love? That's why that's why Lord Chaitanya came. He came to demonstrate that practically. And and you can see that in the nectar devotion also, the practical meaning of with love for the Lord. They are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental, loving service, nor do they believe in such service to the Lord. The bhakti process, as performed under the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti, or devotional service following the prescribed rules and regulations, is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great acharyas. So, there we can see there's many deviations from this in modern Hinduism. People perform, and brahmanas perform pujas or ritualistic activities for material benefits. So that's completely misleading people. But the people go to them and pay the money to get those type of rituals, and that is, a great, let's say, tragedy, because it corrupts the purity of, or the aspiring for purity, when they're aspiring just for material benefits. So it says, the bhakti process, as performed under the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti, or in other words, sadhana bhakti, or devotional service following the prescribed rules and regulations, is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great authorities. This practice can help the neophyte devotee to rise to the stage of raga bhakti, in which the Lord responds from within as the Chaitya Guru, or the spiritual master, as super consciousness. Now, why is he using this word super consciousness? You have to have a little background understanding. This was made, let's say, this concept of super consciousness made popular by Aurobindo. And he was always talking about, in this ashram, how to attain this super consciousness. But when he talked about attaining super consciousness, it was the jiva that becomes super conscious. But actually, and if we read in the next couple sentences, we'll see Aurobindo had it wrong. So it says that the bhakti process, as performed under the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti, sadhana bhakti, or devotional service following the prescribed rules and regulations, is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great authorities, acharyas. This practice can help the neophyte devotee to rise to the stage of raga bhakti. Raga bhakti means spontaneous love and devotion for Krishna. It's not anything, let's say, under rules and regulations anymore, because it becomes spontaneous love for the Lord, in which the Lord responds from within as the Chaitya Guru, or the spiritual master, as super consciousness. Well, in other words, he's communicating directly, like he did with Brahma and Arjuna and Uddhava. He's communicating directly to the devotee. And it says, all transcendentalists other than devotees make no distinction between the individual soul and the super soul, because they miscalculate the super consciousness and the individual consciousness to be one and the same. The super consciousness is something that belongs to Krishna. We would never really be super conscious. That means you know everything. Right? So one time someone asked Prabhupada, and they said, Prabhupada, what does it mean that if you have a bona fide spiritual master, you know everything? He said, yes. You know everything that the spiritual master has taught you. It's not that you know, differential calculus, engineering, and all these technical things. No, know everything is you know everything that spiritual master has taught you. Right? Then you are that Krishna is super consciousness itself as Paramatma. He knows everything. We are not the possessors of super consciousness, but we can share it. It's shared to us by Krishna, by revealing things to us. But we'll never know everything. All transcendentalists, other than devotees, make no distinction between the individual soul and the super soul, because they miscalculate the super consciousness and the individual consciousness to be one and the same. You see, there it is right there. Aurobindo is saying that, his disciples, or he himself, or his girlfriend, I don't think they were married, the Jewish mother, that he claimed was Durga Mata. He claimed that everybody attains the super consciousness at one point or other. But no, the super consciousness is Krishna. But he can reveal things to us. But we never know everything. Just like everything was not revealed to Brahma. Even after he did, millions of years of tapasya, still, that he got enough realization to be the secondary creator of the universe and to be populated with populations of different species. Such miscalculation by non-devotees makes them unfit to receive any direction from within, and therefore they are bereft of the direct cooperation of the Lord. So as long as we think that we will attain this super consciousness, meaning knowing everything, or that we become Krishna at some point, or in other words, as they say, the Jiva becomes Paramatma, or the Atma becomes Paramatma. This is my philosophy. Atma becomes Paramatma. No, Atma will never become Paramatma. And Atma will never have complete knowledge of everything. Right? But if you know Krishna, you know everything, because Krishna knows everything, and he's the source of everything. But that doesn't mean you have unlimited knowledge of mundane things and spiritual things. But you will have enough knowledge to be always situated in devotional service to the Lord with pure love. So after many, many births, when such a non-dualist comes to sense that the Lord is worshipable and that the devotee is simultaneously one and different from the Lord, then only can he, meaning the Mayavadi, or the impersonalist, can be surrendered unto the Lord, Vasudeva. Pure devotional service begins from that point. So you have to become free of two big problems or obstacles. That is, after many, many births, when such a non-dualist, not Mayavadi, or a person who believes in becoming one with God, comes to sense that the Lord is worshipable. So when something is worshipable, it means there's two persons, the worshipper and the worshipable person. Right? Mayavadi says there's only one thing, Brahman. Right? There's no personality. We're all in this homogeneous oneness. We all become part of that oneness. But you have to overcome that non-dualist, false concept. And then you can worship Krishna with love and devotion. You can't worship Krishna if you think you are Krishna. At one point. And that the devotee is simultaneously one and different from the Lord, then only can he surrender unto the Lord, Vasudeva. Pure devotional service begins from that point. The process of understanding the absolute truth adopted by misguided non-dualists is very difficult, whereas the devotee's way of understanding the absolute truth comes directly from the Lord, who is pleased by the devotional service. By devotional service. On behalf of many neophyte devotees, Vidura, at that very first instance, inquired from Maitreya about the path of devotional service by which the Lord, who is seated within the heart, can be pleased. So that's the ultimate goal of pure devotional service, that is to please the Lord. If the Lord is pleased, then he cooperates with the living entity. If the Lord is not pleased, then the living entity is under the control of the material nature, the modes of material nature. And laws of material nature will reward and punish the devotee continually until they come to their senses and completely surrender to Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop right there. Are there any questions? This is very significant for a book. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I was listening to a lecture given by a devotee where, he was saying, karma jnana yoga is absolutely necessary to become Krishna conscious. He's saying things like that, But, obviously he's never read this, and this whole third canto is like, how do you understand it? People who are materialistic karma yogis, jnana yogis, and mystic yogis have personal agendas, and therefore they're not intimate devotees of the Lord. They still have a personal agenda, and proof is examples like Durvasa Muni, or Mayavadis, or people who engage in ritual activities in order to be elevated to the heavenly planets, material planets. So there's a big difference between the pure devotee and those who are still under the shackles of yoga or jnana or karma. Okay, so we'll stop right there. I use the microphone. Oh, it's here. Okay, go ahead. Yes. As long as you have a material desire, your capacity to understand is going to be handicapped. It's going to be limited. Once you get rid of all material desires, there's no limitation anymore. And Krishna will reveal, as much as you're capable to understand. But that capability increases by purification. Like, for example, you have a monkey. So you try to teach him how to code. He's not going to learn. But if you give him a banana, he understands the banana. Right? He'll peel it, maybe, or just eat it with the peel, right? Just like the cows, they'll eat it with peel. So they understand the banana. But if you try and get try and teach the monkey to code, it's not going to work. Because their understanding is limited. So in the same way, you pull someone off the street and start talking about, Rasa Lilo, they're not going to understand anything. Or they're going to completely misunderstand and think that it's something mundane. So that's why he says up to whatever they're able to understand. But the more they become purified by devotional service, the more they can understand. So it depends on how much yeyatamam prabhadante, to the degree that we surrender to the Lord, that the Lord reveals things to us. And so we're going to be tested also to see whether we really want to surrender to the Lord or if we're just playing games. not serious. Not serious. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Roma Harsan. It was shocking. It was shocking. Right. He kills the guy sitting on the Vyasa. What would you think? If you're sitting on the Vyasa, someone kills you, right? It's shocking. But see, that proves that not everyone is capable of recognizing a deviation. I've seen this over and over again. Someone is deviating. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Many, many years ago, in the New York Temple, there was the leader got married to this fraud woman, and she had lied to. She said she was the daughter of Toyota, the founder of Toyota, and eventually. And the leader was a sannyasi, but he asked permission of Prabhupada to marry her. And he kept saying she's the daughter of Toyota. So Prabhupada went along with it. He performed the marriage of his sannyasi. But then it turned out that she was living with him in the temple, which is not actually allowed. And then she was starting to become like a boss, right? And eventually, when the devotees would receive, the trash bin from their room, there were chicken bones in it, and they were shocked. So they confronted him, and they said, "What is this?" He said, "Well, what do you mean? What is this?" He said, "There's milk comes from a cow, and meat comes from the cow. What's the difference?" So the devotees got bewildered by that statement, right? Because this guy was the leader, right? And he's saying, "Well, meat comes from the cow, and milk comes from the cow. What's the difference? It's all coming from the cow." So they sent a letter to Prabhupada and saying, this is what he said, and we were a little bit confused. I'm not sure what to say. Prabhupada said, "Yes, well, you can tell him stool comes from the cow, and gobar comes from the cow, and milk comes from the cow. Why don't you eat the gobar?" No, he's not going to eat the gobar, right? So therefore, his analogy is nonsense, right? It's not a valid analogy. And so once they got that answer from Prabhupada, then, they evicted him from the temple, because he is completely fallen. And then that story goes on and on. There's a lot of episodes to that story. But see, Prabhupada, he said, okay, yeah, he says meat comes and milk comes, but also gobar comes. Why doesn't he eat the gobar? Now, obviously, he's not going to eat the gobar. So therefore, there's a big difference between the meat and the milk, or the gobar and the milk. So his statement was total nonsense. But the devotees at that time were not able, they got bewildered by it. So many times, devotees may not be able to recognize correctly a situation, and they get confused. So Balaram understood immediately that this guy doesn't belong in that chair because he's deviating. Right? What was his deviation when Balaram entered the assembly, everybody got up, and there were great sages like Vyasadeva, like the great sages there. They all stood up. This guy kept sitting down. So those great sages were superior to Ramahrsha, but they voted for him to sit on the Vyasasana because he was the son of Ramahrsha's Sutta, and he was educated, but he was still arrogant. Because of his arrogance, he didn't stand up when Balaram. Balaram is the Supreme Personality of God. There's no difference between him and Krishna. Right? He's the first expansion of Krishna. So therefore, Balaram understood that he doesn't belong in that chair. And then he had a right to look into his history. And he was born in a Pratiloma situation where his mother was a Brahmin and his father was a Kshatriya. So, if he acted properly, there's no reason to look back into his history. But because he acted improperly, you have a right to look back into history. When someone becomes a devotee, we don't care about who he was or what he did before. But if they misbehave, you have a right to make that observation of, yeah, they were smoking marijuana 7 years ago. Now they're misbehaving. So there's some correlation, right? They haven't become purified. So Balaram killed him because he has no right to sit on the Vyasasana. Now, if Balaram kills you, what happens when Krishna kills someone? They're benefited, right? So Balaram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You know, he's the first expansion of Krishna. But Krishna is killing everybody. Everybody's dying all the time. Right? Yeah. That's the first law of material nature. Everyone's going to die. That's why insurance companies make so much money, because they know everybody's going to die. If you know one thing that's true, and always true, you can make a lot of money. So the insurance company knows everybody's going to die, so they go and sell life insurance to people. And people buy it, because they know they're going to die. So all you have to do is know one thing that's true. So rather than everybody's going to die, we should know one thing that's true, that is Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then you'll be successful in everything you do. Haribol. Huh? Oh, is there another question? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Well, because Maitreya Muni, by associating with Uddhava and being able to see Krishna at the same time that Uddhava was seeing Krishna, he became purified, more purified. He was very pure, but not to the level of Uddhava, but then by associating with Uddhava and actually being able to see Krishna, right before Krishna disappeared, he became purified. More. He was capable of instructing Vidura, who was also pure, a pure devotee. But there's, these things are difficult to understand, because if you understand that Krishna consciousness is progressive, then it's not different. But if you think that Krishna consciousness is not progressive, then it becomes a problem. Why is he instructing someone? Because previously it said he wasn't on the same level as Uddhava. So, yeah, but by associating with Uddhava and also being able to see Krishna, he also got a deeper understanding of Krishna consciousness. So whenever you associate with advanced devotees, you also advance. Right, if you associate properly. So always seek to associate with more advanced devotees. Haribol. Okay, who's going to chant?
Bando mui savadana mate. Jara Krishna Prashti Hoy Jaya Hoy Te. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chidite Gauriya. Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Prasade Pune Sarva Asha. Chakshudhan Nirajane Janme Janme Prabhu Se. Chakshudhan Nirajane Janme Janme Prabhu Se. Divya Gyan Hriday Akashito. Prema Bhakti Jao Jaya Vidya Vinasha Jate. Prema Bhakti Jao Jaya Vidya Vinasha Jate. Vede Gai Jahara Charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Lokena Lokena Jivana Ha Prabhu Karadaya Devo More Padaraya. Ha Prabhu Karadaya Devo More Padaraya. Srila Prabhupada Patita Payana. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bhattarine Nirvishesha Shunavadi Ashaya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Mata Shri Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Mata Shri Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitya Guru Hari 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 Let us be of our spiritual master, our equal favor, which can gain pure devotions in pure soul. I vow to look to speak with a holy reverence. May His grace unmeet the ocean of material suffering and the mercy of Krishna. I only wish to smile my good consciousness of my pride by the word emanating from the lotus mouth. Attachment to His lotus feet, the perfection of the Lord's life. He opened my dark eyes and filled my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth and forgiver. From Him ecstatic and meditate I live and in His joy. The very scriptures sing His secret. Our spiritual master is your mercy, the beautiful Lord, and Lord Master Devotee. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lips, your fame is spread all over the earth. We take shelter in the present, we shelter